guys, and welcome to today's video. I am so excited to have you guys here with me. It's been a little while. I took again a short little break from filming my last video, and before I jump into this case, I wanted to talk to you guys about why I took this break and about what is going on with me and this channel. So on the last video that I made, I got a lot of negative feedback on that video. A lot of people were saying, this is not ASMR. Why can't you just do whispers? Why are you doing soft spoken? That kind of stuff. So I just wanted to say, first of all, that I had been getting a lot of people asking me to do soft spoken. Not everyone likes whispers, not everyone likes soft spoken, but I try to give everybody what they want to hear and see, and I thought that I would just switch it up and I would do soft spoken. Also, soft spoken is a lot easier on me. I don't know if this is the same for everyone, but for me, if I can do whispers for a few minutes, but if I'm doing whispers in like a 30-minute video, it really just makes my mouth really dry, and it's really hard for my throat to continue to whisper, and it's a lot easier for me to do soft spoken, and it's a lot easier on my jaw, I don't know if it's just me or what, but for me it is just 10 times easier for me to do longer videos soft spoken because it's not hurting my throat and my jaw. So that was what was going on with that. Also, I had a lot of people, commenting, not just on my last video, but in a lot of my videos saying, why are you whispering? What's the point of this? And even not even just that, just making really rude comments about my videos, about what I was doing. And just again, I think I've said this in other videos, if you don't know why I'm talking quietly right now or in my videos, or if you see the ASMR written on a video, please, 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 for the love of God, read the description down below. It will have kind of a definition for you. And just, I don't know, I don't appreciate people who talk down to me because they don't understand what this is. I'm not going to go into an explanation right now as to why I'm talking quietly, but just please, even just give it a Google search, don't, and I've seen it on other people's videos too, don't lash out at ASMR artists because you don't know what it is. Please look it up, do some research, and it will do you a ton of good, I promise you. So that is pretty much why I took a break. I didn't like all the negative comments and feedback, and just was not feeling like I wanted to make any videos. I wasn't feeling like you guys, or not like all of you, but some of you appreciated it, and I was kind of thinking, why put my time into making videos if I'm just going to get negative feedback from my viewers. But then I remembered, that there are a lot of people that have reached out to me that enjoy my videos, and there's more good out there in the world, and I just want to continue doing what I love to do, and that's making ASMR true crime videos for you guys. So yeah, that was kind of an explanation of what's been going on with me. I'm really excited to get back on YouTube and to make you guys some more ASMR videos. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy, and let's go ahead and jump into today's case because I am super, super, super excited for it. So hope you guys enjoy. So today we are going to be covering the case of Stefania Dubrovina. So Stefania Dubrovina was a 17-year-old girl who was from St. Petersburg, Russia. She had a very hard childhood. She actually grew up in a family that had several children. It's unsure how many children that were in the family, but she had quite a large family, and for one reason or the other, she and her siblings were taken away from her parents and separated at a very young age. And basically, when they were taken from the family, all of the children were kind of put in different orphanages. And Stefania and her older sister, Elizaveta, were put in the same orphanage. So, because of this, they, when they were living in the orphanage and they were growing up, they were pretty much all each other had. They were basically connected at the hip and just grew up, being really the only family that they knew. So they, as they were getting older, they grew up as best friends. They spent their childhood connected at the hip and got along fairly well. They actually, when they were teenagers, when Stefania was 15 years old, she and her sister somehow escaped this orphanage and went on the run for 3 months. And it's unclear of when it said that they had been on the run for 3 months, what exactly happened, if they moved in with a family, if they became foster children, or what. This passage of time is unclear. I tried finding out, but I could not find any information on what exactly had happened after this span of 3 months. So, as the girls began getting in their later teenage years, things started to change dramatically. Both of the girls were getting older. They were, getting taller. Their bodies were changing. They were going through puberty. And Stefania actually grew up to be absolutely gorgeous. At 17 years old, she was very tall. She had dyed her hair a very light shade of blonde. It wasn't platinum per se, but it was really, really blonde. And for Russia, she was definitely considered to be a blonde bombshell. She had very large breasts. She had a beautiful bone structure, and she had very luscious, pouty lips, and was just so beautiful. And because of this, she actually looked a lot older than her age. I would probably say she looked in her probably mid to late 20s. I've personally never seen a 17-year-old young woman who looks the way that Stefania looked. She was just probably almost like the Marilyn Monroe of St. Petersburg, Russia. And because she was so beautiful, this obviously was observed by everyone, and she became a model. She was very well known in St. Petersburg and in Russia. She's a very famous, popular model. And actually, a lot of her modeling portfolio was very scandalous. She was often seen posing either in lingerie, sometimes she would just be topless, and sometimes she would just be completely nude. So she also was said to have worked as a showgirl. It's also unclear whether in St. Petersburg this means that she was a stripper or if it was more kind of like a Moulin Rouge thing. That was also unclear because there is not a ton of background info on this case, but she was apparently a showgirl. There were also rumors circulating in the community that she was working as an escort, that she was a porn star. But despite all of these allegations, her friends and family, her friends, I guess, her family, I don't know, said that this was not true, that anything that she had done was only to boost her career in modeling. And, if that's true, then props to her. I totally support that. So, although she was extremely popular, she was getting a lot of male attention, and she was just absolutely gorgeous. Photographers actually described her as being a very shy, modest girl, which was kind of surprising to me. If you look at her photos, you wouldn't really expect someone, posing like that to be really shy off camera. So that was really interesting to me. So as Stefania was getting older and her career was flourishing at a super young age. I know that when I personally was 17, I did not have a career. I was in high school and had not really any future plans as to what I really wanted my set career to be. So she was just very successful for her age, which is quite uncommon as far as I know. Her career was flourishing, and she was, just had so much attention. And because of this, her older sister, Elizaveta, who was 19 at the time, was obviously beginning to take notice because they were living very separate, very different lives. And as much as she tried to support her sister's career, she was not getting the same attention as her. Elizaveta was not a model. I don't mean this to be rude in any way, but if you look at pictures of Elizaveta compared to Stefania, Elizaveta looks very different. She's kind of thinner. She has different bone structure and is just a lot different from Stefania. And I think that because of all of this that was happening, and Elizaveta was the older sister, she felt like she was supposed to be further along in her career, and that she was very jealous and very envious of her sister, and that, why is my younger sister getting all of this attention, all of this fame and glory and money, and, not really much was happening for Elizaveta. So Elizaveta was actually dealing with a lot on her own. I don't know if it could have been from the orphanage situation or what, but she was dealing with several mental health issues. She had actually been admitted to a mental health facility twice in her life, and it was just really a lot for her to deal with. And on one hand, she was having mental health issues. She had spent time in mental health institutes. Her sister was super famous and super rich, and she really envied this, like I said. And because of this, she began to start copying Stefania's looks. Elizaveta dyed her hair blonde, just like Stefania had done. She wore the same lipstick color as Stefania and was really just trying to look like Stefania. So on February 22nd, 2018, Stefania would caption her final nude photo on the eve of her death. It would say, quote, "Happy Defender of the Motherland Day, our dear, only beloved and strong men. We love you so much." So on the night of February 23rd, 2018, everything would change for the two sisters. Stefania had planned on visiting an unnamed male friend, and Stefania's friends actually say that they are not 100% certain if Stefania and this man had been in a romantic or physical relationship, but they did know that he was one of the people that was helping her set up photo shoots and kind of organizing things for her career-wise. So she had obviously, planned on going to hang out with him, and they were going to party a little bit. At some point during that night, Elizaveta knocked on the door, and although this was kind of a surprise to them, they welcomed her with open arms because, like I said, Stefania and Elizaveta were connected at the hip. They were best friends, and she was not going to say no to Elizaveta. So they let her in, and they just had a night of drinking and partying. So around midnight, they actually ran out of alcohol, and the man that they were partying with said that, I'm going to go out and buy some more alcohol, and I will be right back. So as soon as the man shut the door behind him is when pretty much all hell broke loose, and things turned into a nightmare. Elizaveta turned on her sister and began to attack Stefania with a knife. Elizaveta actually cut off Stefania's ears and gouged her eyes out. She continued to cut Stefania's body until it was pretty much unrecognizable. She then stabbed Stefania's body 140 times in a jealous rage. So when the man came back with the alcohol, he opened the door and saw Stefania's bloody and totally, like, you couldn't even tell who it was. He knew who it was, but if I had just walked in, I would not have been able to tell that it was Stefania. So he found her dead body. Shortly after this, it's a little bit unclear as to if he called or their equivalent of 911, or what exactly happened. I couldn't find information on the immediate aftermath of this. But I know that Elizaveta was taken into police custody, and as far as I know, there has not been a trial. I'm not sure how the, justice system works in Russia. So I don't think it has gone to any kind of trial yet. I still believe that she is in police custody because this is fairly recent. It did happen in February 2018, and as I'm filming this, it is October 2018, so I'm just unsure of what exactly has happened since then. But I do know that Stefania's friends were extremely shocked and saddened when they heard of this news. Like I said, she was very popular, and a lot of people knew who she was, and everyone kind of knew her backstory and that they lived in an orphanage and just their tragic childhood, and it was totally just a huge surprise and just overwhelmingly sad to her friends. So yeah, that is pretty much all the information I have on this case. It's extremely sad what happened to Stefania, and it's also kind of sad, what happened to Elizaveta, that maybe she was not getting the help that she needed somehow for her mental health issues. And it really just kind of shines a light on mental health, although I don't agree what she did to her sister, because I have a sister myself, and obviously I would never do that to my older sister. But it's just kind of sad how things played out, and that she was very jealous of her sister, and that that Stefania even had to have that happen to her, because Stefania did not deserve that. She had grown up in a really awful, traumatic childhood, and she was just trying to make a name for herself, and she was doing very successful for herself, and overall it's just very sad and just, I don't know, very interesting. So yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed that. If you have any case suggestions that you'd like to see in the future, please just let me know in the comments down below, and I will see you guys